OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
I know you guys are probably asking yourselves, who gave this nigga the right to write a Bible? But if we all look past the lies and false teachers of the men that portray themselves to be the powers that be and seek the truth, our lives just as well as all that lives lives are Bible.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
No matter what man-made religion we believe in, just being true to thy Lord within ourselves will bring us peace. It's gonna be alright, cause in hell, we can't win the war between good and evil without being truthful to the powers that be.
OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods, OGs and young gods.
Hood, hierarchy, mob head. Every single episode, man, we gonna give them a little background.
I know how I feel because I've been through that 1,000 times.
Lovely ghetto you, beautiful ghetto you, sweet ghetto.
We made so much doing that. I started taking that money, throwing the concerts.
It's your boy, Project Pata. Hood hierarchy, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, man, if it ain't in the hood, man, it ain't on here.
Hey, this your boy Mario Cannon, man. You rocking with Hood Hierarchy. You already know what's going down.
Team Pretty P stand up. It's a wrap. Tune in.
It's Deli Dale. And whenever I got time and I'm relaxing and I'm chilling, I don't give a damn if I'm laying in the bed with you. I'm checking out Hood Hierarchy. And it's just that simple, just that easy.
It's 7 Up, man, straight from Brooklyn. I want y'all to check my boy out, Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. Get the dopest interviews, the dopest content, the dopest platform, straight from Chi-Town, man. You know what it is, man. We representing Uncle Beast, Hood Hierarchy. That's the highest of prestige. Get it? You already know. That's on game. You heard?
Well, I was saying this the one and only HD president, Mr. Bow Bow Bow. This is Hood Hierarchy checking in. I'm signing out. HD4, bow, bow, bow.
I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm booked and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm busy. I'm about my money and not too many. Can't get with me. Stick to my lonely. Stick to my homies. Cause I ain't friendly. Ain't no gimme. I pulled it out the mud. Before I give it to you quick, ain't no showing love. I'm booked and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm booked. Damn so busy. Schedule paper money, run it up.
F&G shit. Shot the whole day, go. Shot the bro Trey Boogie. We sliding. Sliding in the rental, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it's your big homie Trey Boogie. This is Let's Chop It Up. Hey, tonight we got a dope interview for y'all tonight. A dope one. Hey, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, I need y'all to come on over to the YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube. You know, we gotta get those analytics jumping. I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. I appreciate everybody. Tonight, we got a dope interview with a I'm gonna call him a legend. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? A mega producer. You know, he's produced and collaborated with a lot of y'all favorite artists, man. You know, from Coogee Rap, Busta Rhymes, man, Craig G, man, Buckshot, Smith and Wesson. Man, hey, I can't name everybody he worked with, man. This brother is legendary. So allow me to introduce the some and present the others. Known as the Beat King, known as the MPC Jedi. Hey, Amadeus360. What's up with you guys? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. You know, again, everybody come on over to the YouTube right now. How you doing, my brother?
Good, bro. Good working.
Always. I see. I've been checking you out, man. You busy, brother. You know, I got a homeboy I call the James Brown of hip hop, but I think you got that title from him, man. You always working and doing things, man. Well, yeah. Hey, let's get into it. You know, it may be a couple people on my platform, man, that don't know who you are. Let's go ahead and start off real quick, man, just in case they don't know who you are, where you at, and a little brief. You know, I call it the elevator pitch.
Amadeus360. They call me the Beat King. You know what I'm saying? Producing out of New York. I'm living in Atlanta now, for right now. Back and forth into the city. Got a new project out. Trying to cap off my little resume. Got a lot going, to be honest with you. A lot going. A whole lot more going than just this album.
Yeah. The new project. We're gonna get into all that. But I just want to, break down a little of the history of you, man. You know, like how long you been? Were you first always producing? I know you was a DJ too, and you still are a DJ. Can you tell us how you got into it?
Yeah, I don't DJ like that. I don't DJ, but the producing thing is enough. You got people constantly, yeah, that's enough. But I started out doing little gigs here and there. And yeah, I always dibbled and dabbled in the production. I started out, I gave a group in the UK a beat called The Brotherhood. And it actually made radio play and they did real well with it. Not even know it. So some years, cats hit me up later on. It was like, yo, you remember that beat you gave us? Like, you the Amadeus that we met in Manhattan, right? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, yo, you know that joint we did really well over in the UK. I'm like, what? And that just inspired me to like go full-fledged with it and see what happened.
You say you ain't a DJ, you don't DJ like that, but I be hearing your cuts on the you scratching and stuff on the albums, man. You got you got skills, brother. You got skills. You know, that's a lost art. Yeah, that's a lost art right now. That's a lost art right now in the game. You know, a lot of people moved away from it. I love it. You know, that's that hip hop. That's that hip hop. You know, I know you used to be mentored by Kid Capri.
Yeah.
You know, how did that jump off?
Yeah, Kid is a good dude, man. I mean, I was blessed to have a period where I was in his presence, and it was a big inspiration to me. You know, Kid is Kid. Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
And to be private with him, be in his space like that meant a lot to me. You know, I sucked up everything I could learn,
Yeah, man, that's one of my, I'm a grown man, but that's one of my idols back when I was DJing and stuff. You know, we were talking briefly, you know, about my DJ stint and stuff, you know, and I got a chance to meet him, you know, and then he came down here to San Diego and he remembered me, you know what I'm saying, and got to kick it with him, man. Big up the kid Capri. Good dude, real good dude, you know. MOP, you started off with MOP?
Yeah, I started off pretty much. Yeah, I didn't really have that, you know, dibbling, dabbling, doing the DJ thing, making my own beats, and then, but I really started out, I was very blessed. I knew a lot of people. Being in New York, I knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
And one day somebody, you know, I was talking to Fame one day, and he asked me to remake a beat and let him hear it. And it just kind of, it's hard to explain. I was in a circle of legends already. Even that day, we were at a place you wouldn't believe who's there. You know, it's MOP and Lord Have Mercy, DJ Premier, P Rock, Razcast, Prayer. There's a lot of people was at that place, and I was inspired to go ahead and say, you know what? Screw this amateur thing. Let me see what I could get done. And I got a call from one of the engineers for Billy Dance, and Billy wanted to talk to me, and it just pretty much went on from there.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. You mentioned Razcast, you know. You rock with other West Coast artists?
Raz is the only guy that I have been able to. Now, I love the West Coast sound, and I most definitely wanted to click in. I've been talking to Raz recently, so you know, hearing that click. I need me a Daz Dillinger and a couple of them. Yeah, but I'm mostly out, you know, New York, Philly, Jersey, Boston.
I could see Planet Asia. You and Planet Asia rocking together.
I know him. He knows me. Yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, the great guy. He's in New York a lot.
Yeah, I used to throw events down here, downtown, and I booked him a couple times. You know, good brother, man, good brother, and dope lyricist.
Oh yeah, he go. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you because you know I ask a lot of the West Coast artists that I deal with. I wanted to ask you, right? Because I'm a boom bap head. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hip hop head. You know, from everything from b-boying, the DJ, graffiti, the whole elements of it. Do you think there's a difference between rap and hip hop?
Yeah, most definitely. There is a difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. What's the difference to you? I would like to know that.
I mean, you know, both of them are art forms. Rap is the more universal part of hip hop. It allows, you know, New York is hip hop. It is hip hop. It's the foundating sound and element of it. Rap, that's the written part of the game. That's the more universal adopted. Cats from Chicago, you know, Florida, your Rick Rosses, they are rappers.
Yeah.
That's what rap is. Rap is, once you go from being a hip hop head has a bunch of elements that rap doesn't really carry on in it. When you talk in hip hop, you're talking about certain elements that need to be there. A certain sound. And that don't matter where you from. Like, I'm talking all the way back to, you know, Rodney O and Joe Cooley. We talking like that's hip hop. But rap is once you start writing it, it's the universal appeal. You kind of start going outside of some of those rules that hip hop does not allow you to go outside of.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you know, I always say, like, rap opened it up, like you said, for us in the West Coast, for all the other states, you know, that you named to get into the game, you know. One thing I like, I don't know if you know who Dazzy D is of the Lynch Mob.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's, you know, I always tell him, you know, I love his music because he keeps all the elements. Even though he's West Coast, he keeps all the true essence of hip hop in his stuff. You know, from the scratching
Right.
to the beat, everything. It's beautiful. You know,
Yeah,
I can't.
NWA started out like that.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yep.
go back and listen, they had a
Dr.
lot of
Dre.
cuts in that early stuff. Yeah.
You know, I got yeah, the platinum plaques is blinding me back there, man. You
It's
know,
not platinum, that's silver,
no,
bro.
that's
I
silver.
ain't here to
Okay,
front. I ain't here to
okay,
front.
okay.
That's
Hey,
silver.
silver. You know, it's that's
It's a
still
hundred
this.
thousand.
Okay, that's right, man. Oh, what would you get that one from?
That's for my MPC Jedi.
Okay, okay. I've seen the Cradle to the Grave John you worked with. Was it Foxy you worked with on that one? Cradle to the
No,
Grave.
man. What was that?
Cradle to the Grave. Did you work on that soundtrack?
Nah, that's not me on
I
that one.
seen okay. I seen something about that. I was like, I wanted to ask you about that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've given a lot of artists a lot of stuff, and I'll forget about it. So
Mm.
you'll bring up something I don't remember. I'm sorry, especially if I didn't make no money off of it. You know, it was a
That's
favor.
and you worked with a lot of, like I said, legendary artists. You know, legendary MCs. You know, um, who haven't you worked with that you would like to work with?
Man, it's a lot of cats that I mean, you know, my resume is pretty long. You know, of course, you know, I can't rock him a beat and he's kind of sitting on it. I'm really hoping that what will come to fruition, but it's a lot of people. You know, I got G Rap, the second in command. It's
Mm,
a lot of people that, of course, you would always want to work with, especially even on the West Coast. A lot of them cats, I would love to work with, like MC8. You know,
mm,
Premier being from Texas, you know, he was able to get cats like him on there. I'm a big Compton's Most Wanted fan.
mm,
So, but I would really like to work with some of these younger cats. You know, these boys out here that's spitting. You know, I do want to work with RJ Payne.
yeah,
He out of
he's
Philly.
dope. Hmm.
Yeah, he's dope. But it's a lot of guys, man, you know, that I'm no longer in that space anymore where you know, I'll have this. I've done so much that it's no longer a thing I'm chasing anymore. I
Mm.
just want to put out dope music, bro.
You mentioned the younger cats. Before I say that, I do, you know, I should have said it earlier, but I got to give a shout out to MJ and MJ's Hip Hop Connects. You know, she's a dope publicist and manager. You know, uh, it's been a few years now that you know we come across each other's path and stuff. And big up to DJ Immortal for that connection with me and MJ. But yeah, she's dope. She got a nice little lineup too with her.
Yeah.
You know, how long you been rocking with MJ?
Billy from MOP.
Billy
That's
Dance.
where I was introduced to Billy Dance. Yeah.
Okay.
When I
Yeah.
did like a single or something, and she was great. She's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I was on them award shows with her when she took home the award, you know, for Publicist of the Year. I think
Oh,
four
that's
times
great.
in a row. Four times in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah. I
You know.
really trust her, and she's a really great person. Yeah, and really does what she's supposed to do.
So yeah, she's dope. Big up MJ. Big up MJ. You know, I didn't tell you I'm currently in school right now. You know, I went back to school trying to get my bachelor's in audio and video production. Um, you know, for up and coming beat makers, you know, producers, what type of advice you have for them?
I get asked that a lot. Um, I'm gonna speak to the producers such as I like. You have different types of producers. You have the fly by night producer, which is the producer that just he buying them packs off the internet and letting the computer make beats for him. You know, that the one that's really chasing the notoriety. I'm not
Right.
gonna speak to him, but I'm gonna speak to the cats. They like the young cast is passionate about the game. You know, do your history. Don't bypass any you know, go back to YouTube and look at those tutorials or look at people like Large Professor and Premier, Pete Rock making beats. Don't bypass the old way just because there's a new way people are making music. Because what's going to happen is what's happening in the music now, which it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
You know, I'm coming from an era where you had to have talent to be heard, period. And you know, nobody had qualms about telling you were garbage. So I just say stick to it. If you passionate about it and you got talent, you're gonna be all right. But what I can say is if you one of these people that can't take criticism, you done already. I can promise you, I sat Kid Capri studio and he plays your music, and within about 3 to 4 seconds, he leans back over and goes, "What the hell is that? Why are you using them weird claps and snares? And you know, you need to learn how to pick your drums." If you can't take criticism as a producer in you think everything you making beats for yourself, not for the audience. And you want everybody to hear what you do. You know what I'm saying? Not just you. So if you can't take any criticism, I'm telling you, you cooked. Because what that did is I had two choices. I could have walked away and been like, you know, like a little punk and like, oh, they ain't like my music, they criticize it. Or I could have said, which is what I did, I went back and got better. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advice I give to producers, especially if you are a producer that like to really, you're like really into making the music from scratch. You're not doing all of that buying pre-made sample kits and letting it, you know, I saw this kid is painting in drums with a mouse and taking string loops from a kit, and then it gave them all of the whole music, but it lets them arrange it the way they want to arrange it, but they provide the music. It's just weird, bro. Like, we don't come from that.
Right.
So if you're that type of producer, I ain't got nothing to tell you. But if you doing what I do, and I mean West Coast, no matter what it is, if you one of them cats that grab that MPC, I'm on machine now. This is what I use. I'm on the machine.
Okay.
You understand? So you one of them cats that really know how to hear a sample, clean it up, time stretch it, chop it up, and play it out to those drums. I salute you. Don't let them stop you. Don't let nobody stop your hustle. Because one thing I learned about this is it can happen. The very people that I sat in the audience and was watching their concerts, I'm sitting in there watching them in the booth on my stuff. So the dream can happen, but you need to have the passion, the talent, and the knowledge. And the talent is number one, because you can't take talent from people. If somebody like what you got, you're on. You just need it to be heard.
Right. On that note, I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say, but you know, I want to know what you feel about this age of AI. Right, folks is now doing AI beats, and what what do you think about that?
I mean, it's what I said. Yo, we live in, you know, like they say, we living in a time where it's, you know, attention is the currency. So one thing I've always learned about throughout my life, people love to cheat, bro.
The easy
you understand?
way.
We both know the cats that walk in with the iced out wrist, and we know all of it is fake though.
Right.
They just got some really good fake, but guess what? They got the attention that they wanted, but they cheated to get it.
Right.
You understand? So that's basically what you know, Timberland and what he pulling off, and of all people, that man know. Somebody came and whispered in there, I got a check for you.
That's what it is, that money.
That's what it is. They said, listen, everybody know you are the epitome of what production is. Right. And if you say this is good, we'll get all kind of people to buy into this bull crap. They're trying to take away the one human element that bonds all people. Man, they got animals and bugs that make music. So if that ain't a part of what we do as humans, you trying to take that one element from us and let a robot do it?
Yeah, I think it's real bananas.
Trash.
Speaking of trash, you know, I know I get a lot of flack when I talk about today's music. You know, you mentioned something earlier about it all sounds the same, you know. So it all sounds the same. I wanted to ask you, what do you feel about today's, you know, era in music? Some folks is going back to the original, you know, the elements. But what do you think of the majority, you know, of the sound today?
You know what? Like, that's another question I get asked a lot. I don't know if you ever heard, you know, Kodak Black got some old stuff from the very beginning. And you never know that kid was as talented as he really is. The boy actually can rap. And I was very surprised when I first heard this, when somebody sent me this clip. They was like, yo, this is Kodak Black. This is before he got famous. And the boy was actually saying something and actually spitting bars. And what this is this industry is so fickle right now and oversaturated that they pushing these artists to put out the same kind of BS over and over again for numbers. And
the number game.
It's a number game. And what it is it's also not memorable. You know, a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, people don't even remember it. It doesn't get played. You know, I've been out of the country. I was in Thailand. I was telling somebody recently. I was in Thailand, and, you know, I wasn't hearing Chief Keef and all and TK and none of that. They were playing Biggie and Wu in the malls in Bangkok. And it's because when you make real music, it affects people's souls.
Yeah.
And even though what's hot is hot right now, it tends to blend away. Like right now, Cardi B is the conversation of a leftover rapper, how her career went way up and it shot down so quickly. Spice Ice, same thing with her. All them people, they manufacture and they make these people do stuff that's very fly by night. And sometimes they get rewarded for it financially. So I understand why they do that. You understand? But at the same breath, they got cats out here making hits with sample packs. Tell me what part of the game is that? No crate digging, none of that. They're not familiar with music of the past. And what I'm excited about is this resurgence in records and cassette tapes.
Yeah.
These young people, bro, like, you know, and seeing them at like shows that where some of my artists and they know the words to some of my stuff and they're young. That excites me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, we done with the music, bro. And as long as though you have a considerable audience, specifically Europe, and strangely, when I'm on that West Coast, you cats like a lot of real music out there. I picked that up.
Facts.
You guys be still the young ones. That's why a lot of the younger artists I noticed, the young boys coming out of Los Angeles and up north, up there in the Bay Area, they using a lot of classic samples and they sticking to what you guys got famous for. And I got a lot of respect for that, bro. That you guys didn't try to run off and just do what's hot for the moment. Because it's not you.
Yeah, they come and go. That's here today, gone tomorrow. You know, you got to have that timeless music. You know, I seen somebody talking about trying to say Chris Brown is better than Michael Jackson musically and stuff. And the brother, You know, he mentioned that same thing. Chris Brown is dope. He got nice club bangers, but Michael Jackson's music is timeless. You know, Human Nature, Billie Jean, all that stuff still bumping today, all these years later. You know, another thing I wanted to ask you, since we were talking about that, I just mentioned that. What do you think of this Jim Jones and
I knew
Nas?
you would. Listen, bro, I got a lot of MCs out of Queensbridge on my resume, all right? Jones from Harlem, right? Yep. Harlem cats always had a different swag, the way they talk, the way they dress. I mean, it go back to the 50s, 60s in Harlem. You know, the whole Nicky Barnes and, you know, they was wearing mink coats and stuff in Harlem, you know. So they got, and Jim Jones is the present day version of that. Nas, me and Nas, we the same age. Born the same year. For Jim Jones to open his mouth and even put himself in the same category, if people ask what they top 100 favorite MCs of all time were, Jim Jones wouldn't even come up in the top 100.
At all.
Nas is the GOAT. Period.
That's a fact.
Period.
That's a fact.
And
GOAT say that's the GOAT.
Success either. I'm not just going off just his success. He got Jim Jones beat on that 10 times over. Yeah. Nas is diamond status. You understand? But I'm not going off of just success. If you know what a rapper is, and I think I know what a rapper is, a real MC, Nas would rap that dude under a table. That's why you don't hear Nas even answering this back.
Yeah.
And then Jim Jones is running around bragging about how he went viral with this. So it's clearly an attention-seeking thing that he's doing to get some attention, because ain't nobody thinking about Jim Jones. Bro, go put that beard dye in your beard dye and get all that gray out your beard and go do what Puffy was doing, trying to make
right.
He was young and all that. That's what they doing. I done been around Jim Jones a dozen times, bro. That dude, and then he said that he was in the 11th grade when Nas dropped. He like 3 years younger than Nas. He 50 years old talking like he's some kid. Like he's this kid when Nas came out. Like he was this little boy. So, yeah, man, it's annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Annoying.
I think it's funny. Like, you ain't even on his level. It's levels to this, you know.
At all on his level.
You know, my man K9 Compton want to know what's the difference between sampling and beat packs, or producers using other producers and putting their name on their tracks. None of it's original.
It's a violation, bro. But you know, I see people. I've had people make T-shirts out of slogans that came out of my music, and I had to flag them. I most definitely. I hate fakery. Now, I got to give it to you. You know, you do got to fake it to an extent till you make it. That's just the way it is. You got to come off until you build yourself something, right? You got to be your biggest fan. But to answer his question, he said, what's the difference between sample packs? What's the question?
I put it back up. What's the difference between sampling and beat packs, or producers using other producers and put in their name on the tracks?
Oh, what's up, K9? I like that name, by the way. I'm going to tell you young boys this. When you guys go to them sample packs, right, 1,000 other people done use them same samples. So even if you flip them in a way you think is different, it's still going to come out the same. And what I can tell you is I have listened to these sample packs, and because I'm old enough and I'm a producer, I have a elephant memory. I can hear anything and know where it came from. They're actually taking samples out of records and putting filters over them and doing stuff like playing them backwards. and or chopping them up and putting one sample from a record that we already know and combining it and making some weird note sound with it. So I personally would stay away from sample packs if I was you guys. If you doing a particular type of music, all you cats doing drill and trap, those beats take about 9 minutes to make and 10 minutes to make and mix.
Oh,
So if
trap.
that's what you doing, I say go for it, bro. Because those beats they're time quantized, easy to make. All you got to do is run your little drums and throw some weird piano or some music in the back, and you got yourself a trap or a drill beat.
Yeah, that's my man K9 Compton,
Appreciate it,
legendary.
K9.
You know, he got the plaques up in his studios too, man. You know, he got the connection with MC8 too. You know,
Okay.
you know. Speaking of people taking your, what you said, they be making shirts. Bless you, making shirts off of stuff you said and stuff. That happens to my man 9 Kill Radio all the time. Big up the 9 Kill Radio. I see you, Fal. You know, he's a San Diego music plug out here. You know, he play everybody's music though, everybody from everywhere. And people be biting off him all the time and going to make T-shirts and stuff. So that made me laugh when you said that and seeing he's on here watching. But yeah, let's talk about the new projects. You know, where can they hear it at and let them know about it, man?
Well, I just dropped an album. I went ahead and did something different. I messed with this cat. He from Kentucky. He hit me up on Instagram. And I was about to, I'm signed to Soul Spasm Records. I've had 3 deals. So I started out with Duck Down Records, Black Moon, Smith & Wesson, Rusty Jooks, Rockness Monster. And then I was Rock Nation, ST Dot Records with Terminology. We did an entire project. We had everybody on there, Sky Zoot, Sheet Looch. I produced the entire album. And then my MPC Jedi, that just was crazy. That went crazy. I had everybody, MOP, Master A's, Craig G. I had a lot of people on that album, a lot of features, completely produced by myself. So this is my 4th album.
Okay.
And I went ahead and I said, I need me somebody. Everybody know I work with a lot of the known legends, and this guy, Divine Karama, the dude's intellect and flow is flawless. And we named it Guardians of the Boom Bap.
Yeah.
Because I'm fiercely protective. We don't want this game to go nowhere. It dropped June 13th. I'm sorry, June 13th. And it's just doing really well, man. I'm just excited. It's doing really well. The feedback that I'm getting on it it's been exciting because I wasn't too sure coming off the MPC Jedi because I didn't put as many features on this one. I got Sadat X on it. It's my man's. We know how his flow is. Yeah.
Big up. Yeah.
So, go on the streaming platforms and check it out. You just look me up on Spotify. I got a crazy catalog. You can put Amadeus360 the B King, or I'm just Amadeus360. Especially my stuff with Terminology, Duck Down Records, Rusty Jooks. I have a very long resume, but this Guardians of the Boom Bap, I went in a totally different direction with it this time.
Man, we gotta get y'all out here. We got a crazy boom bap community out here.
Right? Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, that'll be
you
dope.
guys show up.
Real talk in a major way. My man said San Diego to New York, stand up. That's big up the 9 Kill. Big up the 9 Kill. You guys did some videos for this album too, right?
Right.
What is it? 2 videos you got so far for it?
Yeah, we just got 2. I shot one in Brooklyn. We just shot one in Brooklyn. We just got it back. It's Crash Test Dummies with featuring Terminology. And I'm busy with a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I got a record coming out with it's Razcast and Tretch from Naughty by Nature. And when we shot a video for that, I'm sitting on that. I got another one with Razcast and Smith and Wesson.
Ooh.
And then I've got a Sean Price tribute coming out with Bernadette Price, Razcast, and Lil Fame's wife. She raps. Fame from MOP. I have a lot of stuff. I'm working on beat right now for Bumpy Knuckles. Freddie Fox.
Razcast and Smith and Wesson, that just sound lyrical right there.
Oh, it's wild, bro. Wait till you see this. The video's crazy. I went nuts with the drums and with the track. They loved it. I love, shout out to Tech and Steel. We were just together a couple of weeks ago. The guys are incredible, man. The support that I get from these guys and the fans, man. The fans love you guys, man. The DMs, the messages you guys are sending me, appreciate it.
I think Tretch is about to be down here doing a video. K9, if he's still on, let me know about that video shoot. Who's on it with it? Yeah, he's going to be down here shooting a video. I forget the artist. We might pull up to it.
Yeah, him and Ice-T are real tight. So okay. He'll probably be out there with Ice-T.
Yeah. Hey, we here for a good time, not a long time. I appreciate this conversation with you. Is there anything you want to, go ahead and put out there and promote that we didn't touch on?
Yeah, man. Like I say, go stream that. The album. It just shocks me. I mean, I have so many people sending me little photos and stuff to the gram of the album. They buying the album.
That's beautiful.
And that just and that's what I love about this art form. Most art forms, people aren't trying to purchase the music. They want to hear it while they coming home from work, or while they doing the laundry, or whatever it is they doing. Go check it out. It's Guardians of the Boom Bap, Amadeus360, Divine Karama. And check out my other project too. It's on Spotify, the NPC Jedi. You really gonna love that. I got Onyx, Sticky Fingers, a lot. I can't even name all the people on that one.
I think they were just out here too.
Yeah, well, Sticky and Fredro live in LA.
Okay.
So they live on the West Coast. They're from New York, but they live on the West Coast.
Okay. LA, California, everybody want to be out here, man. It's the spot.
And weather. It's that weather, man. The weather and the women.
And the women. Hey, you ain't lying. Before you go, because you touched on something right now, I want to ask you one more thing. What do you think of? You think streaming services is messing up the music business right now? Like you said, they buying your album.
Yeah, it totally messed up. It's weird to me. Like, people had to buy physicals, and people. So what's happened is, I can't even explain it. It's like when I was coming up, when I bought records, cassettes, CDs, I was extremely proud of this collection of music that I had. I know you remember that,
right?
And now it's what's happened is it's devaluing the music. People is like, I could just stream that. It really started when they were letting people download stuff for free.
Yeah,
that
Napster
really was
and all
where
that.
Napster really set that off, because what it did is it made music disposable. It's like I just get another one. Like me, I bought Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders album like 5 times. You understand? So
yeah,
we had that dedication and that love for the music. You know what I'm saying? So we would do that. Now, people don't view music as a commodity the way they used to.
That's a fact.
And streaming has allowed a lot of people to get on them platforms that ain't had no business on them. And we both know that. That's not, and the young, they say is hate. That's not hate, bro. It's called you hurting my ears. You can't rap. Whoever made them beats for you is horrible. But, it's what it is, bro. Oh, yeah, also, too. check out too, my man Hectic, the Latin Assassin drop. I got one with a Black Poet from Queensbridge. He's got another. That's another one I did that's about to drop. I lot of stuff, bro.
Hey, y'all tap in with him. He's on Instagram, Facebook. He's there. Tap in with him. Check him out. Follow him. Please. And buy his stuff. Buy his stuff.
Buy it,
you know, we gotta support the artists and producers and stuff, man.
Bro.
Yeah. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Whenever you got another project coming out, man, reach out. We can do it again. I love to do it.
Yeah, I'll send you an email. I'll send you some stuff.
Okay. Hey, everybody, thanks for tapping in. Make sure you go back and watch it while it's posted live. Comment, share, subscribe, do all that. And I'll see y'all, man. It's your big homie,
Salute,
Trey
bro.
Boogie. I'll holla. Big love, big love.
F&G shit. Shout
Big homie, Trey Boogie.
We slide.
Johnny Rocket.
Sliding in the rentals, trying to run the milli up. In the southeast, Trey Boogie been a plug. Rubber bands on the blues, hella panoramic views. If you get into it with the squad, you can never lose. It's on the flow like Yellow Rider. I got your vibe on her toes like nail polish. In the city, we get respected from everybody. You about to pull up on Trey Boogie, now let's chop it. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Got it wet, it's not a cut. Ain't worried about what nobody else got, cause I got enough. Me and Trey Boogie locked in, he threw a lob, I dunk. Heard the beat and sauced it up, can't nobody go hard as us. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up. If you talking about the game, let's chop it up. If you talking about the hustle, let's chop it up. If you talking about the grind, let's chop it up. Talking about some fly vibes, baby, let's chop it up.